Online testing is bigger than ever, right? And well, that means the ways people try to cheat the system are getting more sophisticated too. So today, we're going to dive into a massive security flaw that most online proctoring completely misses. And, way more importantly, how we can actually fix it. So let me just ask you this right off the bat. Is your online exam security just an illusion? I mean, you've got the webcams, you've got the AI monitoring, you've got the browser lockdowns. But what if all of that, every single bit of it, is built on one single, deeply flawed assumption? And believe me, this isn't some fringe worry. A recent study found that a staggering 85% of higher education institutions are concerned about how effective their online proctoring solutions really are. They kind of feel like something's off, but they might not be able to put their finger on exactly what it is. See, here's the thing. The problem isn't about trying to make the webcam smarter or improving what it already sees. No, it's about everything that a standard forward-facing webcam is physically incapable of seeing. That space just outside the frame, that's the real vulnerability we're talking about. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to break down exactly where these systems completely fall apart. We're looking at the 7 critical blind spots in traditional webcam proctoring that, frankly, clever cheaters are taking advantage of every single day. This slide right here just perfectly captures the huge gap between what you think is happening and what's really happening. On the left, that's the webcam view. Looks good, right? Student's face, upper torso, everything seems totally fine. But the reality, well, that's on the right. There could be notes on their lap, a whole second monitor just off to the side, or even a friend standing right behind the camera. The webcam sees absolutely none of it. And I know what you're thinking, but what about the AI? Isn't it supposed to catch this? Well, here's the catch. AI is amazing, but it's only as good as the information you feed it. If the camera can't see the cheating, the AI can't detect it. It's that classic saying, garbage in, garbage out. This isn't a software problem, it's a fundamental hardware problem. And the impact of this is just wow. Get this. A major university actually ran a study where they asked students to try and cheat their proctoring system. And the result? Over 70% of those attempts went completely, totally undetected. Not because the AI wasn't smart, but because the camera was basically just blind to what was really going on. So how do you solve a problem that's all about a limited point of view? Well, you get a complete one. Let's talk about the solution now, which isn't just about a new piece of tech, but really a whole new philosophy for making sure exams are fair. And that solution is called 360-degree proctoring. Basically, it's a camera system, often it's worn on the head, that sees everything. Imagine a complete spherical bubble of vision that captures the entire room from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. There's literally nowhere to hide. So how does this whole thing work? It's actually pretty straightforward. First, the camera captures that full panoramic view. Then, special software instantly stitches all that video together into one seamless 360-degree bubble. And finally, the proctors and the AI can monitor that entire space in real time. They can virtually look around the room as if they were sitting right there next to the student. Let's just put it side by side. A traditional webcam gives you what? Maybe 70 to 90 degrees of a horizontal view. The 360-degree system gives you, 360 degrees. All of it. Vertically, the webcam sees a face and shoulders. The 360 system sees the floor, the desk, the ceiling, everything. It's not an upgrade, it's a total transformation in what you can see. It's a different ballgame. Okay, so the theory is cool, but let's see how this actually works in the real world. We're going to look at some of the most common and effective cheating methods and see how they stack up against a system that can see everything. Let's start with an absolute classic. The old smartphone hidden on the lap trick. With a standard webcam, this is just incredibly easy to pull off. The student just glances down for a second, and the proctor has no idea. So let's see how the two systems handle this one. And the results are, they're not even close. A traditional webcam catches this maybe 15 to 20% of the time, and honestly, that's probably just by pure luck. With 360-degree proctoring, though, which has a crystal clear view of the lap and the desk, the detection rate skyrockets to over 95%. That phone is just sitting there in plain sight. Okay, so what about one of the most brazen methods out there? Having a friend, a tutor, literally in the room with you, standing behind the camera and feeding you answers. For a standard webcam, catching this is, it's next to impossible. The difference here is just almost unbelievable. A regular webcam has a detection rate below 5%. I mean, it's basically a guaranteed way to cheat. But the 360-degree system, which sees behind the test taker just as clearly as it sees in front of them, we're talking a near-perfect 99+% detection rate. The accomplice is spotted immediately. Game over. This bar chart pretty much tells the whole story, doesn't it? When you average out the detection rates across all the common ways people cheat, hidden notes, side monitors, posters on the wall, you name it, the result is just so clear. Traditional systems catch about 10% of what's going on. The 360-degree system, it catches 90%. It is not even a fair fight. Now, when you have this level of effectiveness, something fundamental starts to shift. We actually move away from a reactive game of cat and mouse, and we move toward a proactive strategy of prevention. The goal itself changes completely. And this right here, this is the real game changer. When cheating becomes this hard and this certain to be caught, it just stops being a good option. The goal isn't about punishing more students. It's about creating an environment of such total transparency that cheating is deterred before it even starts. So why does all this matter so much? Well, because it protects the actual value of a degree. It makes sure that honest students aren't at a disadvantage. It upholds your institution's reputation and credibility. And it provides rock-solid defensible proof if academic integrity is ever called into question. So, we'll end with this one question for you to think about. When the value of your degrees and the reputation of your entire institution are on the line, is it really enough to rely on a single, limited, flawed point of view? Or is it maybe time to see the whole picture?